Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Justin. This is Whiskey and Rides. We're about 6 weeks out from the Canada Day long weekend, and if you've been watching my previous videos, you know what that means. We're 6 weeks away from my first big motorcycle trip of the season. I'm heading out to the legendary Toad Rock campground in beautiful British Columbia. Gonna spend the Canada Day long weekend there, then head into the BC interior a little bit more, the Okanagan, do some touring around, and really just go wherever the wind takes us for about a week. But doing a little bit different this time. This is going to be my first solo motorcycle camping trip. I've been motorcycle camping once in the past. It was in 2019 when I went down to Sturgis. Took the wife on my bike. We also had some friends on their unit, and they pulled a little trailer behind, so wasn't really as minimalist as maybe we could have been. Learned a lot on that trip, and hoping to apply some of that to this trip. What I wanted to do today was go through with you what I'm planning on packing, or at least what I've got planned so far, and see if there's anything I'm missing. So before we get too far into this, do me a favor, hit the like and subscribe button. We've got lots of great content coming up over the next couple months. Want to make sure you get notifications of it and help the channel grow. Anyway, starting over here, the first thing that we got packed up is my Harley Davidson saddlebag luggage. This thing's been with me for a couple of years now. We've taken it on all sorts of trips. I'm hoping to put all my clothes and my toiletries for the trip into this bag here. It's been good so far, and frankly, I think it's going to continue to be all right. Since this is a camping trip, the next thing I'm going to obviously need is a tent. So I'm going to bring my Walmart special 3-man tent that we've had for years and years. The kids have used it. We used it when we went down to Sturgis. It's holding up fantastic, and yeah, it's going to put shelter over my head. Next thing that's obviously really important is you need something to sleep on. Last time I went on a trip, used this little compact air pad. I'll be honest, I absolutely hated this. It was like $30 on Amazon, and it definitely slept like a $30 Amazon air mattress. So this time, because I've got the room, or I think I'm going to have the room, I'm actually going to bring a full-size air mattress and an air pump. For me, being comfortable is probably one of the most important things, especially after a long day of riding. I don't want to come back to the tent to sleep on the ground, so we're going to take the full-size air mattress. This next piece is a new addition to my kit. I haven't actually tried it out yet, but it's the Thermarest compact pillow. That's about as small as it crushes down to, so not super compact, but again, have a little bit of room on the bike because it's just me going this time, so I figured, you know what, I might as well make myself comfortable. The next thing that I've got packed up here is not one, but 2 sleeping bags. So I've got these nice compact traveler sleeping bags from Mountain Warehouse. We used these when we went to Sturgis. These were super comfortable, surprisingly so for what they are. The only downside is they're only half-season rated, so according to this, they're good for 14 to 11 at a comfort level extreme of 0. Not really great for anything outside of summer, but since we're going in the summer, I think it should be okay. I am packing a second one. 2 reasons for that. One, if something happens to my primary sleeping bag, gets wet, gets damaged, anything like that, I have a backup. And the second reason is if it does get a little bit cool, I can always pop this one inside the other one, use it as a blanket, any number of ways to increase my warmth. Cooking becomes pretty important when you're out on the road. So this year I've picked up a Jet Boil Minimo. I haven't actually used this yet, but I'm excited to try it out. I've seen lots of great reviews. It's compact, seems to be one of the ones that everybody else chooses, so I thought, what the hell, I'll give it a go. And of course, if I'm going to have that, I need my gas. So in addition to the Minimo, I've got my cutlery, my pocket knife, and of course a can opener. Can opener is always nice if you're opening a bottle, can of soup, whatever, if you're stuck. Definitely is going to make life easier. Camping chair is the next piece that I put on, and it's a bit of a luxury item, I guess, but I really like it. I carry one of these camping chairs everywhere I go in my car. I don't know. I see these guys out camping and sitting on rocks and sitting on a log or sitting on the ground, and to me, after a day of riding, the last thing I want is to be uncomfortable sitting around the fire. So I'm bringing a camping chair. I think it's well worth the extra room it's going to take up. Going into the mountains, it definitely gets darker a little earlier than it does here in the prairies. So I've always got my headlamp, which is usually on my bike anyway. I've got my flashlight on my phone like we all do these days, and then I'm going to be packing one more flashlight along with me just to make sure that I have a backup in case something really goes sideways. So one other extra I like to take with me is I always like to have some paracord with me. You never know when you're going to need it. It's great for tying something to yourself, tying up something on your bike, creating a clothesline or something like that at camp, maybe hanging the tarp if needed. So to me, for as little room and as little weight as it takes up, it's well worth it. Next thing I have, my rain gear. I always carry my rain gear with me on long trips. It's fairly big, but I think it's well worth it. Last thing I want to do is be getting soaked. The next thing I want to talk about, my cooler. To me, this is really important. I picked this thing up last year at Walmart for like 14 bucks. I was a little skeptical of how well it was going to work because it is fairly thin. Surprisingly, kept my drinks cold, even on some really hot days out touring around. So now this just becomes part of my standard kit, and I think it's going to be really helpful on the motorcycle camping trip. And the last thing I think I've got out here for right now is my microfiber towels. To me, this is really important. Great for wiping down the bike, wiping down a chair, drying myself off after a shower, all sorts of stuff. So I don't think you can go wrong. So folks, that's what I've got so far for my pick list for my camping trip. I'm sure there's going to be a couple other items that I add as we go along here. In a couple weeks, I'm going to be heading out for a quick overnighter, test all this out, see if there's anything I'm missing. But do me a favor, if there's something that you see that I'm missing, something that maybe you think is essential on your trips, put it down in the comments. Let me know what you think I should be adding. Until next time, this is Whiskey and Rides.